And today we'll be talking about The Bachelorette.
Yep.
I'm actually really excited to talk about it today.
Why?
I thought it was a really good episode. I'm starting to feel like I might be part of Bachelor Nation.
I don't like this
after
show.
This episode.
I won't be part of Bachelor Nation at all.
It's growing on me. Okay.
I actually think we messed up. I think we were supposed to watch it live. Because they were supposed to reveal like the Golden Bachelor or whatever, the old guy that's supposed to be
at the
coming
end.
up.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Sorry,
anyway.
guys. We don't have that for you.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, let's get started. So we are in Stevenson, Washington.
okay.
The host comes and tells us that it's the heart of the Columbia River Gorge and giving us some history.
Mm-hmm.
And also they have reported Bigfoot sightings there. So that's a little tidbit of information to have for the future.
Okay. Thank you for that.
So Charity, she chooses her first date, one-on-one date, and she chooses Dawson, which is about time. They've seemed to have a connection since the beginning.
Yeah.
So the guys were just paying back to them, and they're talking about the struggles of being on the show and just not really enjoying watching guys going out on one-to-one dates, feeling like they don't have enough time. Brayden is sitting there and he's hearing the guys talk about this and how, they're really ready to get on one knee and all this stuff. And Brayden is saying these guys don't even know her. They haven't even spent enough time with her to know whether or not you want her to be your future wife.
Facts.
He's like, they don't even know her favorite color, which is blue.
Is it blue?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay.
He said, which is blue. They could ask me. And I'm just like, they probably don't know her favorite color or her favorite food.
Forget that. How do you manage in arguments? If I don't care about your color.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you what was your favorite color, and you changed it 2 days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
So
my favorite color changes.
Okay.
So anyway, so Dawson meets Charity at the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was kind of cute because it looked like he was about to go over to drive, which, I feel like usually us ladies, or at least for me, if I'm riding with a guy, I prefer him to drive. But I guess with the show, who knows? But Charity, she drives them to every date.
If I'm driving on a date, I prefer the women to drive.
Huh?
I do.
You do?
I don't like driving.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like driving.
Okay. All right. Then we get to their activity. And they're asking Dawson, what are some of his fears and things like that. He says he's just hoping that it's not heights because he's scared of heights.
Nice line they fed you, brother.
What do they do? Bungee jumping.
Yeah, nice line the producers fed you. My man said spiders. They was like, no.
Say heights.
Say heights. Because you're about to go bungee jumping.
So they got them doing bungee jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Charity is visibly upset. She's shaking, crying, nervous. He said he's nervous too.
No. Why is she upset and why is she nervous for? This is a date she planned, right?
I feel like production planned it.
I'm about to say, why are you doing something on a date you don't want to do?
Yeah.
Is this a blind date? Maybe it is a blind date, but I just want to know why are you doing something as the Bachelorette?
You are the Bachelorette
when you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not true to this. I'm new to this, but continue.
So they took the opportunity and they went ahead and they jumped not only once but twice.
Yeah. Sure. They said they both were scared and they said that once they did it the first time, let's do it again. So they did it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do it twice. We go back to the house, and Brayden is just talking about how he feels he's in danger of leaving. They left at a bad note from the last eviction situation, and Brayden wants her. He said he wanted her to stop being the Bachelorette. She's always on. He wants to see her relax and see how she really is.
Brayden. You're on TV right now, brother. What are you talking about?
He wants a more authentic experience.
Brayden. Who this wasn't in my maybe they did. Producers didn't randomly go to people's houses and kidnap you to be on the show. You signed up to be on the show. What do you mean you want a real experience? This is the experience based on what I'm seeing. This is what happens every season. production. The budget is unlimited. Y'all get to go bungee jumping. Y'all get to fly out of planes, helicopters. Y'all get to visit all these cities. Y'all get to stay in this mansion. You're not getting the real person.
I mean, he got the whole baseball field to themselves for that date.
Was it you who said out of 20, 25 or 20 couples that get together on The Bachelor, only 10 of them stay together or something like that?
Yeah.
It's not... I don't know what you want out of the show besides the little fame you're getting. Well, I guess what you get out of it so far, you're like my favorite character so far. So
yeah,
that's good.
He keeps it entertaining.
Yeah, you're the sole reason why I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guys get the card about who is going on a group date. Mm-hmm. So we have Joey, Aaron, Michael, Caleb, Brayden, Sean, John, and Tanner are all going on the group dates. So that means Xavier gets to have a one-on-one, which I thought rightfully so. I mean, he knit her a whole scarf. Like, that was very thoughtful and kind. So.
Oh, Xavier was the one who did it.
Uh-huh.
But that's better than something, because remember, when he got out the limo the first time, he didn't come out with anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He didn't have anything, so I guess he had to knit something.
Yeah. So we pan back to Dotun and Charity on the later nighttime part of their date, and they're roasting s'mores. You don't like s'mores, do you?
No. It's just a waste of sugar.
Yeah.
Like, do you like s'mores?
Not as much as when I was a kid.
I don't think people like s'mores.
Because I would eat like multiple s'mores in a sitting as a kid, but now like
That's
I might
weird.
have I might have one if I'm doing a s'more situation.
I like them separately. Like if I want a Hershey bar, I'd just rather eat the candy.
Yeah.
You ain't got to put it to a marshmallow.
Make a sandwich.
Like when there's ever a time I ever eat graham crackers and stuff like that.
That's true.
I don't eat graham crackers.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. So she thanks him for. Okay. This is weird.
Take your time.
This is weird. So Dotun they're both talking to each other, and Dotun is saying that, he was nervous and he knows that she was nervous, but he felt like she held it together good enough to where he could lean on her and trust her to be able to get over this obstacle together of doing the jumping together. And her response to that is, thank you for sharing that. It's really meaningful for you to say that.
Nice.
Charity.
What's wrong with
this? Is the inauthentic feeling part, and maybe she just doesn't know what to say, because I probably wouldn't know what to say either.
So you agree with Brayden right now?
In this moment, I'm just like, Dotun didn't share anything meaningful or deep to me, but I don't know.
He shared that he was scared and that he was leaning on her.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know why he would share that.
Yeah.
But one thing I realized about Dalton, when he have his dates, he talks a lot about his family.
Yeah.
About his upbringing and so forth. Maybe because, his family's from Africa, I believe. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's a lot of, I guess, like, background check. It felt like. Mm-hmm. Like, usually on a date, you kind of get to know the person. I don't think I really seen a date so far in the past episodes where they talked about themselves in like detail. Mm-hmm. And the most person who talked in detail was Dalton, but it wasn't about him.
It's about like his upbringing.
It was about his family and things like that. So it's like, I don't see how any of these dates get you to, because like, how they say like they're supposed to build a connection. I don't know what these connections are. Mm-hmm. I really don't. Mm-hmm. Especially like episode 5. I don't know what episode this is, but it's winding down. But my thing is like, what are these connections? I don't know nothing about you really. And you know where I'm from, but you don't know nothing about me. Like, and any question that you ask is surface level, and I'm just gonna give you an answer that I think you want to hear, besides like a true answer that fits the circumstance. So like, it's kind of weird watching these dates, these one-on-ones on the show.
Yeah, no, I can feel that. So yeah, and that's exactly what Dalton talks about on the date. He talks about, I guess, how his family like won a lottery for him and his family to get into the U.S. and his aunt called his mom, and talks about how he doesn't know what kind of man, or wherever he wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for his aunt.
And Charity was polite, but smiling.
But she did give something, and I'll give her that, because I do feel like sometimes on these dates, like, she doesn't open up. It's kind of like the guys opening up to try to prove that they're worthy of her, where they really aren't getting a chance to get to know her, I feel like. So she did open up a little bit and talked about growing up black in the suburbs, and also feeling like having an achievement mindset, that she needed to accomplish all these things to feel good about herself, and I guess feel that she was worthy. So
that's weird.
But
I feel you. I feel like you may need a little therapy, but I feel you though.
Yeah, but I noticed one thing in their conversation, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know these people, so I don't know what their motivations are. But she stayed looking down a lot through their conversation. Like, there wasn't a lot of eye contact.
Okay.
It was a lot of looking down. Maybe
Her
they
neck
were looking
probably
at the
hurt.
fire. Oh yeah, he is pretty tall.
I'm about to say, like, I gotta look up the whole time.
Right. I mean, at the end, she did end up, looking at him and stuff. But I was like, I'm not. Like, I feel the connection that they're good for each other, and I mean, they be kissing down, so they was making out and stuff towards the end.
That doesn't tell me much.
But I'm just like, where's the? I don't know.
Well, it's a game
Spark.
show. He ain't win the game yet, so
Yeah. And she just says that how good she feels around him and safe, and that she hasn't felt that way in a long time.
I don't like that word.
What?
I think we overuse that word, safe. If a woman ever says she feels safe around me, I'm gonna look around and be like, what? Like, what are
Where's
you?
the danger?
Yeah, please. Like, what do you mean you feel safe? Like, is it like, do you bring the danger? Why do you don't feel safe? You know what I mean? Especially someone you don't know.
Yeah.
And that will bring me over to Aaron B. It is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about him in a couple minutes soon.
Yeah.
Because you got her saying I feel safe, and he always saying he took on the role as the knight in shining armor of
The protector.
I'm here to protect, bro. All of y'all are some NPCs, man. Do like you know what an NPC is?
Yeah, like the player on the game that's like the computer runs it.
Like a non-playing character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dawson ends up getting the rose because they had a good date.
Of course.
So we wrap that up.
Truth be told, I will find it very hard for you not to get a date if it's a one-on-one. I mean, not to get a rose if it's a one-on-one. Like,
Except the other guy.
Like, you would have to try to not get a rose.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just not mess up.
Right.
Really. But, okay.
Yeah. So we get back to the house. Or no, we're going into the group date. So the guys are walking up into the mountains.
Into the woods.
In the woods. Brayden is in the front.
The leader.
I guess he wants to be the first one seen. And he's got a stick in his hand.
Yes.
For balance, probably not. To stand out.
To protect the group, I guess.
I guess. So as soon as they see Charity, Brayden runs to go hug her.
First.
Right, first. And she goes around and she hugs everyone. And she gives this little spiel about how they're going to have the people who are the experts in this area.
In the woods.
Yeah. And she ends up bringing out some Girl Scouts or Scandinavia Scouts or whatever they're called. So they explain to them what the rules of the challenge is to go out and forage and find food for a charity to eat. So, and the winner gets to have time with Charity at the kissing tree. And they have 5 minutes to do it. So all the guys go out looking for things to find. Aaron, he goes out in the creek talking about he was trying to look for some fish. I guess
he's an NPC. I'm telling you,
he was gonna go
like, what
grab a fish with his hands
in a creek. There's no fish in a creek. Just in case y'all needed to know that.
Brayden is picking stuff up and eating it.
I think onions. I think it was. I don't know what it was. It was purple, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he was picking stuff up and eating it as he was going along.
Like beets, or maybe like it was just yeah.
Yeah. Even while he was foraging, he was trying the mushrooms. He was trying the leaves off the. And I'm just like, she's not really going to eat this. You do not have to taste test this stuff for her. And then Brayden ends up taking his jacket off. Well, he's not wearing. He doesn't come in a jacket.
Yeah, you don't come in a jacket.
And he's like unbuttoning his shirt, talking about how much of a man he is, and how
I agree.
I guess he ain't getting cold or whatever like that. I'm just like, okay, Brayden.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone like in the confessionals is just like, Brayden is just overcompensating. He's just doing a lot. Like, she's not going to see this and think like you're more of a man than anybody else.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
So yeah, so the guys go back and they're showing their platters to Charity and their and everything that they got. So Aaron brings her a platter on, I guess it was like a log, and has a good cute little presentation for it. And after that,
do you like remember what it was?
Yeah, it was like mushrooms.
Talking about Aaron B.
Yeah.
It was dead frog legs too.
Oh yeah, and frogs. Yeah, he said he was gonna make some like frog legs for them. And Brayden, he shows with his food, and then he's eating it in front of them. And even while the other guys are showing their food, he's in the back eating up the platter that he brought to her. Like, yeah, I think trying to get camera time and attention, which he did.
I thank you, Brayden, for that.
Yeah. Then the guys have to answer questions on a pad. And Aaron ends up winning the group date. Yeah. So they go to the kissing tree and they get to kissing.
That's all they've been doing. Like, do you like remember the questions that they asked?
No, I don't remember.
It was like a question like, what is the where do you see yourself at the end of the show if you're chosen as, you know, if she chooses you as she is the Bachelorette or whatever. And, you know, you see some guys that say, you know, just continuing the story. Brayden said he wants to be content. Mm-hmm. Like, basically, like, he wants to be happy with the choice. He wants to, you know, continue on. Aaron said on one knee. Yeah. I'm tired of this show. Even though I chose him to win, seeing him in action, put it like this. Maybe I'm too hard on him. A couple episodes ago, I was on him about flipping a coin. We haven't seen that coin since. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'd rather him flip the coin because I'm tired of these, like, I'm here to marry, I'm here for this. And you got guys that haven't got a one-on-one date with the girl yet saying, like, I'm here for marriage with this girl. Right. And that's why Brayden feels so, like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, I'm over here. I had 2 one-on-one dates back to back. And I'm saying, like, I don't know. So how are y'all so sure when, like, y'all haven't even got a one-on-one date? Some of y'all don't even have the connection that me and her have. Mm-hmm. But y'all so sure. Mm-hmm. I guess he just calling out the fakeness and the phoniness of everybody. Yeah. But yeah, Aaron won and they at the kissing tree. Mm-hmm.
Then Brayden, he's just going on about he's frustrated because he didn't win, and he's going on about how she's an amazing woman, but maybe she's not the woman for him. I'm like,
facts.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's honest, but that's not. I like that's not good to say when you were chosen out of how many hundreds of men, thousands of men who applied to. I like it. Do this, but you know, that's real. So then we get on to Charity going on to her one-on-one with Xavier. Okay. Then we go and see what the guys are doing, and the guys are saying that this process really works. They really feel like, you know, I don't feel like they're even getting to know her, but they feel like it's just making them want to try even harder to be with her and to get her, and saying how good of a process this is. And I'm calling BS too. I'm just like, okay, now y'all are just straight up lying.
On national TV. Right. I know y'all mamas watching this show and whatever. Mm-hmm. And y'all saying this on national TV talking about, like, you know, this is a great process. Y'all were just playing dodgeball a couple episodes ago. Weren't y'all just playing dodgeball?
And y'all draws.
Like, what do you mean this is a good process? I digress. I don't know nothing about nothing. Go continue. Yeah. Brayden feels like he's a realist, and him and Aaron get into an argument. Mm-hmm. Because Brayden is just telling him how much of a snake he was for telling the business. That's facts, though. And Aaron is talking about how, you know, he's just here to protect her. And the guys know she wants marriage, and Brayden wants a connection.
and Brayden has packed his bags twice, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So Charity comes in.
Which I did not understand. Why did she come in?
Well, it was getting ready for, I guess, the cocktail party.
Because that scene ended, like, she just came out of nowhere, walking down the hall, talking about, I hear a big conversation going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, why are you down the hall? Because this had nothing to do with the cocktail, because the scene after this was the one-on-one date. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't no cocktail. I don't know what it was, but she was matching Brayden. Mm-hmm. And, like, she came there like a principal.
Yeah.
Or like a parent, rather, talking about, so, like, tell me what y'all talking about. Well, Charity, he said that he not ready for marriage, and he packed his bag once or twice, rather. Mm-hmm. And she like, well, I ain't know you packed your bag twice.
Yeah.
You know, and Brayden like, everything that they are telling you, I told you privately, but I ain't know that you packed your bag twice, she said. Mm-hmm. Brayden, come with me. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, what is the show? What is
it's
this
like
show?
He's about to get reprimanded or something.
Now here's my thing. I wrote down, well, I didn't write down, but I thought y'all are hustling backwards as the guys, as keep telling on Brayden to Charity. Mm-hmm. Because every time you tell on him, she takes him on a one-on-one conversation.
And they get more time together.
So it's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why do you think you sabotaging him is making you closer to her? Mm. So she takes him into a room privately, and in the other room, and where the guys are, they are debating on if she go send him home or if Brayden go talk himself out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what happened?
So Charity and Brayden sit down, and she's asking him what makes it so hard for him. Mm-hmm. He answers saying what he's always said. It's just hard seeing you dating a whole bunch of guys, which is the premise of the show.
Maybe he knew to this too. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Brayden's upset about her connections with the other guys, mm-hmm. and it's hard for him to see that. And Charity is just like, well, why can't you just focus on our connection? Brayden says he likes her, but he doesn't really want to be there.
Yeah.
And Charity says, okay, well, I'll walk you out. But the way she did it, it was as if she called it quits, but she didn't. She was stomping out like she told him, get up out of here.
I mean,
but he just said, I'm gonna leave, and she said, okay.
Yeah, really, really in my head, I'm like, really, she got dumped. Like,
pretty much.
Like, I'm like, she ain't really dump him. Like, she like he dumped her. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank you, Brayden.
Right, because she was even saying like, I don't know why my connection with you isn't enough. Like, she was trying to still prove her worth to him.
Hey, reverse card.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I'm not feeling you in this. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go. She said, well, let me walk you out. Mm-hmm. And she walked him out.
Yeah.
Looking kind of sad, too. She was sad.
She didn't want him to go. Mm-hmm. So Brayden leaves. But when Brayden's in the car leaving, he's saying he doesn't feel the door is fully shut.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Foreshadowing, maybe?
Then Charity talks to Aaron. And then we see Sean talking about how he feels the process is working for him. Like, so everyone, once they see Brayden leave, they're like, oh, wow, like he's really gone. And
they are happy.
Yeah, they're happy. And then all the conversations seems to start out about like, you know, I support you, Charity, and I know this is probably really hard and all this stuff. And it's just like, y'all, I guess you have to mention it, but I'm just like, y'all really should not focus on what just happened. And she ends up trying to change the conversation with some of the guys because she was just like, Aaron
is always looking like he want to kiss. Like, even when Aaron would stand up talking to her, hugging her, making sure she's good, he just looking at her like he wants, like, Aaron is and it sucks because I pick Aaron to win. Uh-huh. Brayden's your guy is like the one that left and stuff like that. My guy's still in there.
Yeah.
But I regret all of this.
Yeah.
All of this.
What do you mean?
Picking the show.
Okay.
Reviewing the show. Watching the show. Reviewing the show.
It's taking us for a ride. Don't say that.
Yes. I regret. Comment below if you regret all of this. Okay? Continue.
So at the end, the group date rose goes to Joey. So this is now when she's actually doing her one-on-one with Xavier. At this point,
you confused me.
I know the one-on-one before. I was just saying like she was spending some one-on-one time with Aaron. I got the names mixed up.
I'm still confused. Okay, Aaron. So, okay. The rose.
So this was all the group date.
Okay, so Joey got the rose for what?
For the group date.
So what did Aaron get then?
Aaron didn't get nothing. He got the kissing tree.
So the one who got the kissing tree didn't get a rose?
Nope.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That's weird. Then why?
That is weird. Why have them do the competition?
Why would you give me a rose, but I'm gonna go kiss another guy? That's what Brayden been talking about. Like, Brayden's like I don't even understand the rules of this game.
Yeah.
So even if he would have won the rose, he would have had to like walk away while she kissing Aaron behind the tree. Brayden, I understand why you dumped her, bro. I regret all of this.
Yes. So on the day with Xavier, they're going to, I guess it's kind of like a little marketplace.
Yeah. And
then they end up going to these barrels to where they're like making jam and they're stepping in the barrels. They do like a bobbing apples thing.
And the crowd of Bachelor Nation pops up out of nowhere. People clapping and cheering. And I'm like, I guess they brought y'all to Washington.
Would you do bobbing apples?
For what?
Like, just like, it's like a fun fall activity. I mean, not with a bunch of people. I mean, I guess just me and you in the house. Would you bob apples?
They come in a package already. Like, I don't understand. Like, why am I bobbing for them?
All right, we don't have to. It's just a festive fall
They come in a package. Like, they come in plastic. Like,
I got you.
Why am I doing that?
We ain't got to do it.
Just put my hand in there and get it. Why am I?
Okay.
My hand's cut off?
No.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. They get on a trolley, and while they're on the trolley, Xavier, she's saying that Xavier reminds her of her ex.
And that's what I was happy you wrote that down, and I ain't cut you off. She chose this date one-on-one, not even because she felt a connection with Xavier. She was actually skeptical about the date with him. He was like a mystery to her. So like she wanted to confirm or to reassess what she thought about him with this date. So that's why she was like, when like you said that she said that he reminded her of her ex. It kind of felt like Xavier had to, out of all the guys, work himself out the negative with the one-on-one. Usually people when people get a one-on-one date, they get an advantage to get the rose, to be safe for that week. But for this week, Xavier was the first person that I felt like had to work himself out of the negative to get into the positive, because he reminded her, even though they really didn't
of no reason. I mean, maybe like, how you look. Who knows?
I don't know. Of her ex, of the relationship that didn't work well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the thing is, she also said that Brayden reminded her of her ex. And I'm just like, girl, are you over your ex? Like, a lot of these guys are reminding you of him. I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. So then she goes on a dinner date with Xavier. She feels like she needs to know how loyal he is.
Wow.
No one else has gotten this like 6th degree of questioning.
Are you a cheater? No.
It's just like, you don't even know him, but in her head, like, she has him linked to her ex. So yeah. So
and it's a shame what he had to do to basically turn her view around on him
when he didn't do anything.
He had to basically tell a sob story.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I think he's in medicine. Is he?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I got into medicine. I want to take care of my mom, to take care of my family and things like that. I'm like, God, he had to lay it on that thick, basically, to get himself out the negative. But go ahead.
Yeah, and he prefaced it, which also I want to say that that's it. It is like that a lot of the time for people in the real world. They don't cut off clean from their past relationships in their mind and emotionally and move on to the next. So a lot of the time, the current guy or the future guy is paying the debts of another guy. Yeah. So it's just kind of weird to see it in this aspect, because it just shines a light and a magnifying glass on it to be like, oh yeah, that's really that's really unfair and weird.
Charity was like,
so,
Charity was like,
but it happens.
I'm about to say, Charity was like, thank you for coming with this date with me, Xavier. Now prove to me you're not my ex. I'm like, I don't know his name.
Right. And he was none the wiser. He thought he was just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he goes on to say, like, in relationships, like, he gives his all. And that was an issue in one of his previous relationships. Like, he gave more than the other person. Mm-hmm. She talks about how she's fearful of infidelity.
Cause you look like a cheater.
He's like, okay.
You're like, okay, me too.
I don't want that either.
You're like, I don't know why that came up with me.
Like I'm fearful of infidelity.
Okay.
So yes,
the last scene she was afraid of heights. Now she afraid to be a cheater. It's just crazy. It's just like I don't know what she's afraid of.
So and then that's when he lays on not the sob story, but the true story of his life.
Listen here.
What his family deals with.
Trust me. Use everything in your power, brother.
Okay.
Use everything in your power, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Listen here. If I was single, which I'm not, but if I was out in the streets, best believe there's a whole bunch of sob stories I'm gonna use.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use some dead folks. I'm gonna use some sick folks. I'm gonna use some folks that's not doing well. Some folks that help. Because she got me in the negative. Mm-hmm. I basically have to prove to her who I'm not more than who I am.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, after he did all that, now it's like, now you really put me in a prove it situation. But it is what it is. Continue.
Yes. So he talks about his mom suffers from MS. He's the one who's, I think, getting his doctorate in biomedical something.
Whatever.
And so he's devoting all of his research for just the chance of possibly curing or helping his mother. And then Charity starts crying for the love that he has for his mom.
Of course.
And then Xavier gets the rose.
Of course.
Yes.
If I was him, I would have went back into the house and thought, hey, did she ask you all these type of questions?
Like nobody got all this.
Exactly. Wait, it's weird. Okay.
Yes. So guys are getting ready for the cocktail party.
Yes.
Charity comes in, and the first guy that she goes to have some one-on-one time with is Aaron. I don't know why I wrote this down because it really wasn't anything, but I just wrote he was moisturizing her back. She gave him something to moisturize her back. I don't know.
Was it like a massage or something like that?
It didn't look that way to me. It looked like maybe she had a rash and he was putting ointment on. Like he told her to move her hair. Like it didn't seem very sensual. It was just kind of like, he helped me out with this.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
He don't come off as a sensual person, even though that's my guy that I chose to win. But that's more of that's not a compliment.
Yeah. Dalton and Charity have some time. She ends up showing him a pic of her when she was younger. I'm like, finally, give him a little bit of something.
My man been showing his Nigerian ID for the past 4 episodes. Goodness gracious.
Like, yes, let's get a little bit of vulnerability.
You keep talking about how brave I am
your side
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Charity has time with Tanner. Only thing I wrote is that, she ends up kissing him in the woods, like, because they're going walking in the woods, and she's like, we're going to find Bigfoot. And then she's like, actually, we're just going to kiss. And I was just like, okay, he didn't get time to get to know you because you had your mouth all on him. He didn't have no time to talk. Then
Bigfoot did appear in the
Bigfoot
woods.
does appear in sandals and earrings and a scarf.
Yeah.
By the name of Brayden.
I thought he was gone. There was no way, producers, that I thought that he was gone or that he was not coming back.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely tricked us with that one. Okay.
So he walks in, totally goes past the guys, production, everybody.
And they're like,
And they were offended that he didn't stop to speak to them. I don't know why.
Even though they've been trashing him in the confessionals to his face and all that stuff, and they was like, you're rude.
And even on that's one of the questions they asked too, like, who would you eat or kill out of everybody?
They all said Brayden.
And they all wrote down Brayden's name. So why would I stop and say, hey guys,
y'all want to kill
I'm
me.
back? Like y'all would have like bogarted his way where he couldn't get through. So he was going through every door looking for Charity. He finds her. She's making out with John on the couch.
And he just waiting.
Yeah.
This the problem that Brayden broke. This is why Brayden broke up with you the first time, Charity.
Doing all this kissing.
You kissing and all this stuff and basically he just standing there watching this. Heart broken into pieces.
Yes.
And then, of course, they look surprised. Like, oh, Brayden, and he asked for some alone time during John's alone time.
And Charity says yes. And I'm like, girl, what the hell? Like,
and John, that lets you know you're going home tonight, buddy.
Charity did not say, Brayden, give us a moment, nothing like that.
John was mad because he was like, this is my alone time. I feel like I'm on a chopping block. I ain't getting a one-on-one thing. The fact that you was kissing the girl and she wants some alone time with the guy that, quote unquote, was eliminated just a couple scenes ago, John, you are going home.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
So we sit down and Brayden is apologizing to Charity about how he left. And
why didn't they do this with Warwick?
Warwick was asleep.
Oh, okay.
He was not waking up. He was knocked out. They just dropped him off in front of the airport. Yeah, so Brayden apologizes about how he left. And just wants to leave on a good note. I thought he'd at least try to fight to stay or make her feel like he cared.
He said, I'm still leaving.
Yeah.
But
he was like, I'm still gone, but I'm sorry how I left before.
My mama taught me not to burn bridges, basically.
Yeah. So, okay. So Brayden leaves and he's going on to, they got him going on a bus now.
Wait a minute. He's walking past the group of guys to walk outside the door. And Aaron, the protector, he stands up. He says, "Apologize to John." Brayden just walk right past.
And Brayden keeps walking because what the hell are you talking about?
I'm like, John. I'm like, Aaron. You look like you rehearsed that.
Yeah.
And like, what do you mean apologize to John? Like, what do John having his one-on-one time have to do with you? You still in everybody's business.
Exactly.
So Brayden, of course, walked right by him and just keep like walking. And Aaron over there saying, "You're not a man. You're not a real man." He got a turtleneck with a tuxedo suit and stuff like that. But I'm not hating on Aaron.
Right.
I chose him to win.
Right.
That's
your guy.
That's not a compliment though.
So everyone ends up coming out to the bus to give Brayden a piece of their mind.
Yep.
And John, he's actually trying to have like just a solid one-on-one conversation and talking about how he took time from him and stuff like that. I'm wondering, like, when are y'all gonna start being mad at Charity because she don't know how to put up boundaries and say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. I'll get to you after the last guy that I talked to. Like, she will allow she'll allow somebody to come in and then just disrupt everything.
Yeah.
And not even take into consideration the other guys who are waiting and just put it on. Well, Charity's upset, so we had to cut it short or da-da-da-da. Or I'm just like, yo, girl, like, put an end to this. But she's not. So
yeah, Charity, she's a victim as well to this game.
Yeah.
Like she don't run anything. She's not in charge.
She's not in charge.
No, so when they tell her to like leave, leave. She finds out the date the same time as the one that's trying to win her affection finds out the date. She don't run anything.
Right.
So yeah.
So Aaron's all big and bad. He says, "Close the door.
Yeah.
Punch the gas.
Yeah.
Punch it."
He rehearsed that too. I bet you there was no driver in that seat. I promise you there was no driver in that seat.
He said, "Put the pedal to the metal."
Because who drove him back? Who let him in?
Exactly. Somebody brought him back. Where did he go?
Now my thing is this. I'm gonna show you how y'all show is phony. Right? Why did he walk through the woods? But he's about to leave out the front door. Tell me how that makes sense.
I mean, he didn't walk from the airport to the house.
But that's what it looked like. How come they just couldn't see him getting out the vehicle going inside? No, he had to. They said walk through the woods with the flip flops, and then go inside, and then we go play some werewolf howls in the back. And when Aaron said punch the gas or pedal to the metal, as you would say, it was just, it was like a classy fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I was surprised there was no cussing.
I mean, it was cussing. They should be blurring their mouth and stuff. It was cussing.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
So we get to the rose ceremony. Cocktail party's over early because Charity
Yeah.
Can't deal.
She's always upset.
So they get to the rose ceremony, and the guys who get the rose are Aaron, Tanner, and Sean.
Dalton.
And Dotton.
Dalton already got a rose, right?
Yeah, Dotton already had one. Xavier already
one.
had one.
And Joey got one too, right?
And Joey, right.
So who went home? John went home?
Caleb, John, and Michael. I know John was pissy.
Caleb was crying like a little man. Boy, I think you was a professional wrestler or whatever, playing football, whatever you was, doing something.
Yeah, wrestler, cowboy guy.
You was crying, saying, these are a great group of guys. These are a perfect group of guys, and I know her soulmate is in there while you're leaving. Mm-hmm. Bruh, you never had a one-on-one time with this woman, and you was crying like I saw the tears. Something is wrong with you, brother. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with everybody who watched the show, including me.
Yeah.
Including me. Now, like, I'm stuck in it. Now it's like a black hole.
Yeah, I think I'm getting dragged in like quicksand.
Because I feel like this is the subset. This is not the real, like, this is not Bachelor. So, like, usually, like, the Bachelor is probably the better show.
Yeah.
And the Bachelorette is kind of like, you know, it's cool, but it's not the Bachelor. Mm-hmm. Like, this is like giving us space, giving us something to watch before we watch, like, the real main event.
Yeah.
We gonna watch The Bachelor?
I kind of do. Because I think, because the next Bachelor, like they said, is going to be the Golden Bachelor, older guy. And now I want to know, like, what's the age range of the women? Like,
They gonna be like old women, or
I'm
like young
hoping
women?
they are, but I'm feeling like they're probably going to be in like 20s and 30s or something.
They're not gonna be in their 20s.
That would be odd.
They ain't giving no 67-year-old man no 20-year-old.
So I'm curious, because this is like the first of their kind to have a Golden Bachelor. So I'm just like, what is this going to be like? So we'll see. But that was the end of the episode. Those are the guys who stayed. Let us know how you felt about it.
Yeah, we coming to a close soon.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys left.
Right.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share the show, man.
Bye.